right, welcome to the Part-Time Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Sangolem, and we've got with me...
Rellik here.
McNasty.
Steve.
All right, and we have a lot of news for you today. So let's get right into it. Spiderman Homecoming was great.
Excellent film. Yeah. Excellent. Spoilers ahead, possibly. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to get into deeply.
I heard it was good.
Captain America, brilliant cameos.
Very good.
Well, to be honest, I was surprised there was so little Iron Man in it from the trailers. You thought he was going to be all in it.
Yeah, the trailers upped his play in it way too much. Yeah. I mean, he was just sort of the Parker police, basically.
Yeah.
Overall, he's in there just right.
Well, yeah, about 3 scenes. Perfect. About 3 scenes, really.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Because while I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, he's still just a pretentious cunt in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So, it just...
Favreau was great. I was happy.
Maybe not him, but his character.
Yeah, well, yeah.
A lot of nice suit cameos in there. We had Scarlet Spider with his whole hoodie and blue pajama bottom looking bit. We had the new Spider-Man suit.
The Iron Spider later.
The Iron Spider at the end of the movie, which was nice.
Nice shout out to Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Epic cameo. Cool.
But I did like that they laid the groundwork for Miles Morales as well.
Very true.
They have that unused spider suit, and then we saw Miles Morales' uncle was the man that he webbed to the trunk of his car. He's the Prowler.
Cool.
So.
I really liked the Scarlet Spider suit. That was nice. Cause
I like the
Scarlet Spider's my favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah. I like the what was it, the death mode or whatever the suit kept trying to go
Instant
into. Kill mode, yeah.
No, why? Stop. Make everything regular.
Yeah. You have 251 web combinations. It's like, just do regular.
You pick. Taser mode. What the hell is this? It's good stuff.
It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, get there and see it. It's amazing.
Run to the theater. It's great. The mid-credit scene was excellent.
I'm hoping maybe it's the Kingpin. It's the big boss, but
well,
it would be awesome.
They do hold rights on Kingpin. They share. Marvel and Sony actually split the rights on Kingpin.
Hopefully we get Daredevil Kingpin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and not Ving Rhames Kingpin.
Oh no.
What was wrong with Ving Rhames?
He's not.
It wasn't Ving. It was Michael Clark Duncan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't just because they're big and bold and black doesn't mean they're Ving Rhames. There's another person.
Racist. Jeez. But I actually liked that Daredevil movie. I know it may be blasphemous to say, but I loved Colin Farrell as Bullseye. It was great.
As an actor, he's a great actor.
Kills that old woman with a peanut. It was great.
Yeah,
great actor.
And I got screwed in Fantastic Beasts. I'm still upset.
Yeah, I'm real pissed.
That was during that interesting period of Marvel movie times. Like, I don't know. We were talking about that on the way to the concert. How it was like there was like already a attempt at like what's going on now.
Yeah.
You know, there's almost like 2 or 3 attempts, to be honest. Because if you think about it, because Batman '89 was the first attempt, and then you had You had Batman, you had Batman Returns, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dick Tracy. You had all that stuff come out.
Dick Tracy was amazing.
Yeah,
Dick Tracy was
one of my favorite movies, actually.
But then you got into this stream of like crap where it was like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher and
Captain America.
Yeah, the Captain America, the Canon doing that stuff. Which
are you trying to suggest that Dolph Lundgren was not punishing anybody in that movie?
I think he was punishing us.
I don't think he even had a skull in his shirt.
No, he didn't. And he lived in the sewers because that was the cool hip thing of the early '90s.
Yeah.
If you are a superhero, you live in a sewer. I don't know. I hope that I can't remember if they had that moment where he did, like with his knife, like Cobra.
Yeah,
that big nasty, slimy piece of cheese pizza just dripping oil.
Yeah.
Justice.
Justice.
By the way, James, Spider-Man Homecoming or Spider-Man 2, what's better? That's a tough one. I still haven't.
You know,
quite.
I'm tied between the first Amazing Spider-Man and Homecoming because I liked Andrew
Get out of
Garfield
here.
as Spider-Man.
Get out of
I liked
here.
it.
No.
The first two Tobey Maguire movies
No,
were great.
no,
The
no,
third
no,
one
no.
tarnished the whole series. It ruined it. I know your whole jazz hands. That's what he thinks was cool. Blah 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 spiel. It was a terrible fucking choice.
But your Spider-Man was like Captain Emo Hot Topic Spider-Man. Like he was just like so. I don't know. It was just like it was the kind of Spider-Man that post Twilight world would bring us. You know, where he's just kind of not making eye contact, and he's like, yeah, like.
Pump your brakes, kid.
I really like
No.
you. I really like you, but I can't really say it because I don't know how to communicate because Facebook and technology's made me unable to do human interaction. But I'm on a
Andrew
skateboard.
Garfield did a great
I'm on a
job. Terrible
skateboard.
villain casting because that's what every film does.
Here, yeah, I think Movie Bob summed it up
Jamie
the
Foxx,
the
right?
best. Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, but he was a meh Spider-Man.
I don't know about that.
Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, was a terrible Peter Parker, and Tom Holland has it all. So
See, but there were moments of greatness with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh,
because
yeah,
he
yeah.
tried. Like it was like they were almost scared to have him be as quippy.
yeah,
And I
I
haven't seen
think
this,
you're
so I
right.
don't know if he's a super smart ass.
Yeah,
in
he
this
is.
one.
He is.
He
He
is.
is.
Okay.
That's what I liked about Garfield was that he was a smart ass.
Well,
he had
that's-
Spider-Man's jokes and bullshit.
But like
my weakness now.
when they're taking on when he's taking on Bonesaw, you know, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What spray costume did your? What? How do you say? Did your husband make it for you, or something like
Something
that?"
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like. And,
I have to say that in Spider-Man 2, the train scene is bar none still one of the best Spider-Man scenes in any movie.
Wait till you see the freighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw it.
Oh, you've seen
Yeah.
Homecoming?
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
freighter scene's
The
pretty
the
good.
train scene had more
emotion.
to it. It was more emotion to it.
I feel
And
like
Doc Ock was great.
Doc Ock was
great.
is still the best
And-
Spider-Man villain they've done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Although
Well,
this Vulture was excellent.
Yeah, I was about to say Michael Keaton was amazing.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's amazing
Reprising
at
his
everything.
role as Birdman.
and Spider-Man 2 had J. Jonah Jameson.
That's true.
Yeah, that
Never
guy's great.
will we ever see a better Jonah Jameson.
That might be Marvel's best casting. ever,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Our man was born for that role.
He really
Yes, he
was.
was.
I think
I'm
they drew the
so
comic
mad.
for him in the future.
Yeah.
It's like he
I think
lost his
so.
hair on purpose through genetics just so they could put that stupid wig on him.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
he was fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they underplayed Spider-Man's strength a lot in Homecoming.
Well, I think that they showed that he has access to it, but he isn't fully utilizing it. I mean, he's able to stop a bus going 30 miles an hour, you know.
with his
but-
bare hands, yeah, but he can't open a door or he can bench press 10 tons on his
Yeah.
spats, and he can run over 100 miles an hour, and he was like jogging through yards to Ferris Bueller music.
Okay, well, yeah.
The
I
Ferris Bueller scene.
They had a Ferris Bueller montage where he's jumping fences and everything. It was excellent.
If you ever wondered how he
and
goes
they
through
literally
a
have,
skyscraper area, it kind of shows you.
and while he
It's
was
awesome.
while he was
Go through
doing that,
backyards and stuff.
they actually had a TV playing
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
And he
excuse
says,
me,
"Great
in the
movie," when he
background.
runs by
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, it's awesome.
It was awesome, but
Great
they
movie.
just underplayed all of his character stats. I mean,
Yeah.
when he shot those webs, they have the tensile strength to fucking hold a building together that's falling apart, and they were snapping, holding a frigate together.
Well, to be fair, that was
It's a fairy.
a ferry, and it was full of cars and stuff too.
Yeah,
And
but they
that's
had-
a lot of weight and a lot of water stress that's starting to pull it apart.
Man, I'm really glad that
Spider-Man-
we turned into the Discovery Channel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's true. So we won't dwell on that
Who's
too
the
much.
strongest superheroes in Marvel?
I will
He's-
say.
he's-
Yeah.
Strength-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember 11-ton
Bench press.
benching.
Yeah,
That's
there for a while he
ridiculous.
was in the
Yeah.
top 5 strongest, but I
I
don't
will
think he is
say,
anymore.
Thor has his work cut out for him. Because
The movie-wise, yes.
these two movies.
Yes.
Although the trailer
Oh.
blows
the
Homecoming.
Movie's great.
The
yeah.
trailer for
Ugh.
Ragnarok blows the Homecoming trailers out of the
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
Thor Ragnarok may be the greatest trailer of all time.
It's in the discussion. The only one I remember going, like holy shit about before that one was Independence Day. when they had it on the Super Bowl and they blew it. I was like, holy fuck!
The original Independence Day.
Yeah.
So hype. Love
Wow.
that movie.
Yeah, the best trailer I thought. Trailer wise.
Okay.
They blew up the White House. Holy shit! You know.
The surprise Fury Road Mad Max trailer is also one of my one of my favorites because they're doing a new Mad Max.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's rage, and then I ran to the movie theater.
Great movie.
Yep.
I still think the Guardians Volume 2 and then Thor are the two best trailers I've ever seen. The first Guardians one with Fox on the Run in the background.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was
cool.
That was good times. Yeah, I think that we were talking about that on the way to the concert, that they Thor, I think they were a little scared in the first movie to really start throwing into that ethereal stuff. You know, like they were still making science references. Oh, well, we're from science and magic are the same, basically, and all that stuff. And now they've seen how good Guardians have done. They've seen how good Deadpool's done. They've seen how good, and they're just, and what I'm hoping is, well, let's just make like the old heavy metal comic book magazine and put Thor in it. That's what I'm hoping happens. And that trailer made me feel like that. Just the colors and everything, like it looked like an old Mobius drawing. Some of the like when they're on the trash area,
and with the immigrant song in it, that helps. I mean,
oh, you got to get the let out always.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm hoping the Hulk just wrecks faces.
I know. Yeah.
Because we haven't seen the Hulk shine, except for in the first Avengers when they're all like command prompt kill and he just smashes everything in the buildings and takes out giant things. So I'm hoping in his armor. He strips it all off in the trailer, which was stupid, but I hope that he just runs out and just punches everything in the puddles and just makes his way through the Coliseum like it's nobody's business.
And then especially once he gets to Asgard. Woo! And, and then Doctor Strange, haven't even thought about him yet, you know.
Yeah, because he has.
It's going to be awesome.
He has to show up in there too. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Man.
Oh, Benedict's is he part of Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Thor comes to him to help him find Loki.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope when Odin comes back, he just goes ape shit. And,
I want to see
an idea.
I want to see an Odin
you know?
moment too. I want to see him just like open his eye and be like, fucking liquefy a field of Loki's troops.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I think they're going to be Helia's troops. I suspect that Loki's going to get thrown out.
I wouldn't be so surprised if they were in a pack together. Although I hear that this is supposed to be the last Hiddleston film, so I'm pretty sure he's going to die. That's what they were talking when they were renewing contracts like 5 years ago when Cap signed up for another 7 movies, and they had all that discussion. He was signed up for another like 2.
Yeah.
That was it. They hadn't renewed his contract with Disney.
Well, they got Keaton now. He can be a good villain.
Yeah. They can have a grand total of 1 at a time because they can't write one to save their fucking life.
Well, Keaton was great.
Yeah,
he's probably the
excellent.
best written Marvel villain I've seen in a long
because they
time.
went with a villain that wasn't overplayed. The Vulture is excellent.
Yeah. Yep.
Sony's mistake, hopping right into fucking Venom.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to the Phoenix Force.
This is what should happen. Anytime studio execs are talking about making a movie about a villain or a side character that doesn't have that main character to help them along in the movie, somebody should just utter Catwoman, and then they should all shut up and realize that they're stupid.
Them, unless they're aiming to get a Razzie.
No.
So.
What was it? There was a director, and I don't remember who it was, that literally did that in a meeting. He had a binder with the Catwoman stuff in it, and they were arguing with him about what he wanted to put in the movie, and he just pulled the Catwoman thing out and set it on the table, and he goes, "Do you want that again?"
Oh, nice.
And then everybody was just like,
Well played, sir.
Okay.
Well played.
Well played.
You cannot have a Venom movie without Spider.
Well, and that's the
It
thing.
just
I just
won't
don't understand. I don't understand what it would be.
I'm hoping that they just play for Miles Morales or some other version of Spider-Man. You can have Spider-Man in there and have Spider-Man and Marvel at the same time, or you can just finally merge the universes and let Kevin Feige and all of them just be like, Sony, this is how you get your shit together.
Yeah.
Stop sucking out loud.
Yeah.
Well, Fox could learn a few things there as well.
Fox needs to sell all their shit back to either sell it to Sony.
Oh.
They make better films than you.
Yeah, there's a thing. I don't think we talked about this last time. I saw Logan, and I know you guys have already all seen it.
Yeah.
God,
What'd you think?
You guys are like,
great.
And because of you all, I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be the cat's meow. Fell asleep, dude.
What?
It was the most
It
boring.
is very slow at the beginning. I'll give you
Boring
that.
fucking movie that's ever been put out. And the thing is and you guys gotta understand, I'm such a Wolverine fan from when I was 10. So
Yeah,
I always want that guy to have a happy ending. And what do? They just run him through the mud so he can die. Stupid buy a clone of him. That was just, I'm sorry, it was the dumbest fucking movie that's ever come out by Marvel.
You know how Old Man Logan actually ends, right?
I can't even, what was it?
He gets covered with molten adamantium, and then in his last few seconds before it cools him into a statue, he kills the scientist that created him or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, so you let that guy have 2 more days left of life, because that guy had to have been pretty freaking old if Logan's already an old man.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 had the greatest Logan tie-in ever.
Yeah.
Have you seen that trailer?
Where he's at the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Such a good trailer.
Yeah.
Waiting for that movie with great anticipation.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they do like they did last time and leave them alone, let them make their movie, they'll be fine. But now if they let the suits go, oh, we've got great hit here. Let's just see what we can do.
Maybe I'm predisposed to hate clone stories. Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe,
Thanks
but I
to
don't.
Spider-Man.
There was some pretty brutal action in that, though.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is I mean, I don't know. I watch wrestling, so I get enough of my violence and action all the time.
Yeah, but there's not any blood, really. Well, I shouldn't say that.
There's a clone of Wolverine.
There's a lot
in
of
the
blood
comics.
wrestling. But
There's Albert and LCD. Yeah.
Next
So
23's technically.
Next,
It's
yeah.
just been so long since I read it. I mean, it kind of lost me when he became one of the Horsemen. And then it turned out that was a scroll or something, was it?
Yeah, I think.
I'm
It was some weird ass shit, and I'm just like, yeah.
I'm glad Wolverine died because he's one of my least favorite Marvel characters because he's immortal, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he is finally capable of death other than getting his head cut off, and then they can just reattach it to his body. I hate overpowered superheroes.
No.
I like the mortal factor because you have nothing to lose if you're immortal.
Well, it still took a young version of him to kill him, so it was kind of
He would have died
like
through
the
blood
ultimate
poisoning anyway.
Yeah, he was already dying from adamantium
He
poisoning.
needed to eat garlic.
And he took that shit and went crazy and
That just was.
died. And the girl was cool. The girl was
Berserker
awesome.
mode.
Yeah,
You got to
that's
think
what
when
it
that
did.
came
Great.
out, Rogue One had came out too, so we'd seen Logan go full berserker, and then the Darth Vader just melee pulping applesauce motherfuckers to ceilings with lightsabers.
Yeah.
The same mom.
scene.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
Yeah.
That's still the best Vader scene of all time.
God, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
That I've never
Right, it's on
seen.
Netflix. It's like Star Wars art on it.
Yeah, but he definitely pulled a muscle or something because 12 hours later he's moving like an old man. He's like, there.
That's rough. That is rough.
But it's two masters.
Well played, Mr. Sandgolden.
It's two masters against each other as opposed to one guy running through paper people.
But still, it's just.
Because you gotta realize nobody can hit shit with a blaster. I don't know why those weapons even exist. It's there for fodder, I guess.
Han Solo blasted the hell out of.
Yeah, he's the only guy that can make a fucking shot.
I think
in the entire series, him and Chewie.
The
That's
same
it.
people that trained the stormtroopers trained G.I. Joe. They can't hit shit either.
Yeah.
And Cobra.
And A-Team.
And
A-Team.
It was
yeah.
like a co-op weekend.
Yeah, there's just these.
Who you work for? It doesn't matter. Who you work for? It doesn't matter.
Goons for hire.
Today we
1-800 we suck.
Today we are learning how to shoot at targets. Let me get my glasses on so I may show you both.
The fucking marksman person was Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
The fucker without his glasses.
Yeah,
Or the
well,
professor.
What's the guy from Robot Chicken? The G.I. Joe that killed everybody?
Oh
It was,
yeah, fumbles.
Fumbles, yeah.
Yeah, it was always
Always
fumbles.
fumbles.
a snake.
Yeah, that's it. Those fumbles. There's always fumbles.
As you can see, this is an M1 Garand rifle. No, sir, you're holding a katana. Oh my!
Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
All right, moving away from Marvel for a second, the Wonder Woman movie. I haven't seen it yet, but some of you guys
really,
have.
really good.
Amazing.
Yeah, and like I said, it didn't have to do much to be the best DC movie, but it really is. By far.
I will say it suffers from a little bit of superhero origin movie formula where the first two halves of the first two acts of the movie are just incredible, and then they throw in like a boss fight at the end that you don't really give a crap about, but it's still just an excellent movie. Chris Pine is hilarious
awesome.
and charming throughout the whole thing.
Well, he's a great actor. He did amazing in the Star Trek film.
Yes,
and he was really good in Horrible Bosses too.
Yes, and he was great in Unstoppable with Denzel Washington, where the train goes.
Was he
the
in
runaway
that?
train?
I thought that was Mark Wahlberg.
No, that was Chris Pine. Yeah,
I can see where your confusion would lie.
Yeah. Mark's short though, little fella.
Well,
but yeah, Wonder Woman.
Say that to his face.
Yeah, I'll let him hit me. I'll sue him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first one to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But Wonder Woman was an amazing movie. I
You'll
loved
like it, James.
the battle scenes are incredible.
Oh man. Once they get to the war.
Oh yeah, I love that scene where she sees London.
Yeah, it's really good. And the gal that plays Chris Pine's assistant is really good too.
Right, and I was afraid they were going to overdo the whole fish out of water thing, like, oh, I'm from ancient Greek time island, and this is World War I Europe. I'm so out of place, but that was over really quickly. They didn't overplay that. They got a couple laughs off of it, and then
they pretty did it just right, really.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Couple of jokes, and before it got too old or cliche, they.
And to their credit, they made just a Wonder Woman movie. They didn't make Wonder Woman with a bunch of Justice League references or anything.
It's set in the past. I hope not. Unless the Flash just popped in like, I fucked shit up and we're out.
Well, even when they came back to they start in the present and into the present, and it's Batman sending her a package. It's not even him. So all you see is Bruce Wayne in the mail. On a letter, and that's all they have. So that's nice.
Yeah, and you've got to take some cues from Marvel on that. In that, Marvel does their world building usually in background, stuff that's in the background, or in those little post movie scenes. That's where they do the majority of their world building, which is something I think DC really needs to, take into consideration.
But hey, we got Suicide Squad 2 coming up sometime.
Oh yeah, just enough time for me to find some cyanide and fucking gargle with it.
Well, like you see that one thing, the Marvel Universe keeping people from committing suicide for 14 years.
Post-credit scenes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I heard that two of our hosts here, McNasty and Steve, made a pilgrimage.
Maiden voyage.
Yeah. Why don't you guys tell us about your journey?
Went to Sprint Center to see Iron Maiden and the Ghost, and it was really good. I believe we got a little high, not through our own doing, but through the crowd. We were definitely very warm.
Yeah.
They didn't run the air conditioner.
Yeah. Shout out to the Dubliner, which is a little Irish pub down there. Great fish and chips. Fish and fries.
It was really good. They had a really Mary Rose sauce is what they called it. Yeah. So that was good.
Good.
They didn't sell enough tickets, so we went from being in the nosebleeds, which I was okay with, to this
lower level.
Yeah, lower level. And the whole reason we wanted to get seats was so we could sit. And then everybody beside us didn't sit, so we couldn't. So we stood through the whole fucking thing, which was really great. And here's my other complaint. Before I get on to the good stuff, because I got to bitch a little bit, I never want to be at the side of a concert ever again. I know I don't like it. I knew beforehand how much I didn't want to do that. And they're like, oh, upgrade your seats. And so we went there, and I'm like, okay, well, here I am on the fucking right side of the stage. So it's like I don't feel like you're going to hear everything you want to hear.
when you're going to a concert with lots of people and you're going to be on the side of the stage, you have to be really close when you go to the side of the stage. Like when I go to Rockfest and stuff like that, when I hit main stage, I always go to the very far right-hand side, and then I just walk all the way up to the side of the stage where I can watch the strings move on the guitar. Be that close. And the show's awesome, and nobody's ever on the far right-hand side because where all the stoners hang out, and it's all very chill over on that side. So I just walk up in there, and you can walk right up to the edge of the pit. But if you're going to be in a stadium and on the right-hand side, like more than 50 feet away, you're screwed because you're missing half the show.
We were on the left, and we were almost like where it goes straight and then it curves. We were right before the curve to go to the end.
Yeah, so you guys caught the angled show.
Yeah, but I thought it was all right.
I mean, we could see everything, but I don't know. I think I went with a pure audiophile sensitivity. Like, I wanted to be dead center. That's where I bought my tickets for. So that way I knew that both sets of speakers would be hitting me dead on. You know, I could sit, and it'd be like the Maxell commercials where my hair would just blow backwards.
Okay, so I just had a picture of McNasty sitting in the theater like Sheldon going, oh, oh, trying to find the acoustical sweet spot.
Yeah.
I do that. I don't do the haw thing, but I go when we go to a movie. If I try to make it early enough that I can be dead center.
I'm always
in the
center,
back,
but it's not for audio. It's for visual.
Yeah,
I get
I'm the same
screen.
way. I like being
Dead center. I like being in the middle of the theater, in the middle seat. Like I like to be about 8 rows up, dead center.
So they moved us down, which was cool. I mean, it was cool where we were at, but it just sucked because we ended up having to stand the whole time.
could have been on the floor. Thank God we won.
Yeah, well, we might as well have been though,
Yeah.
looking back, because I mean, we'd have still been in the same situation we were. Other than that, and a lot of weed smoke and the lack of air, we're big boys, and that was. I sweated entirely through my shirt. It was soaked by the time we, and the thing is I don't think. It's been a long time since I've been to a metal concert, but I really think showers should happen beforehand. Really,
It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
it
was a strong pot/BO odor, and then you throw in the Yankee Candle air freshener of my car, and there was just this weird aroma going on the way home.
It was rock and roll heavy metal type sweat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
That's the essence of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Damn right.
BO Yankee Candle and pot.
No, mine's
Iggy
Yankee
Pop.
Candle.
It's called Iggy Pop.
It's BO weed and usually like flat Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, we the
Cigarette
Dubliner
smoke.
the Dubliner offered Steve a beer for $12, and he scoffed at how she presented it to him. He was like, "Wow,
Like
she's
nothing.
just so nonchalant about
Yeah.
that. It was supposed to be a
Like,
pretty
well,
high
we got
class
$12
area."
beers. We got 13. We got a $15 special. I'm like, how much money is down here? They must be rich clientele. I mean, holy crap! She's talking like it's a $1.50 cheeseburger or something. I'm like, wow.
And then
That's
I
balls.
go and spend almost $100 on 2 T-shirts and a program. No, I spent $100 exactly, didn't I?
Well,
I spent-
$6.95 for the pop.
Yeah, and then I spent $6.95 for a
You got
soda.
this.
That was the same size as a Quick Trip, big gulp. Yeah, that was. I know I'm attacking this like an old woman.
It was really hot, and it was weird because like my left ear hurt kind of, but not it was not as bad as the right ear, and everything was so expensive.
But outside of those things, it was a
Great show.
awesome experience.
Yeah.
I thought of you, Rellik, when Eddie came out, and of course the guitar players run between his legs, act like they're fighting him, and then Bruce Dickinson runs up on the platform, and he kind of headlocks Eddie, it looks like he's punching him or something, but then he comes out and he's holding Eddie's heart, and he goes over to the side stage, he squeezes it and like throws all the fake blood at people and everything. I thought, now that's a James, that's a Rellik moment right there.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Blood.
Seems
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was a
It
great
was-
show. Ghost was cool. That guy come out dressed like the Pope and had really killer robes on and stuff. I mean, he's a good singer too.
Yeah.
Of course, Dickinson's pipes are for guys that are 60. They got to be all 60 at least. They're running around like they did in the 80s. I mean, amazing.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It really is.
I just
And
don't picture
a hell of a
Dickinson
job.
being a druggie. Like
No,
he seems
he's-
like he
he's
pilots
just-
the
he just-
plane for the
Well, he's a
tours.
fencer.
When I seen Anthrax, Belladonna's still
Oh,
killing it,
man.
dude. Like,
Steve Harris is just balls. Players and Steve Harris, you can still hear dumping it out. It's amazing. It's fast.
It was pretty great how they had the audio mixed.
Yeah.
The thing was like Bruce's voice. I don't know if he kept cutting in and out. It was really weird. Like
probably hit so high that
that's what I thought.
The mic couldn't pick it up.
Some of the screams.
But I'd see him like holding it, and then like he'd move his hand, and then the vocals would come through clear. Like he just get so. But the dude was animated. Like he was just. He was like an ADD kid or something, you know, just like all over the place, couldn't control it, but you know, because he had the pure rock power coursing through him.
Yeah. You're stoked to be in front of 25,000.
We found out that
8,500
metal musicians, a geography class wouldn't be a hard thing to maybe look into.
They kept going, "How you doing, Kansas?"
Yeah, like
Missouri.
That was a funny
mistake, though.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you guys are right on the borderline there.
I get that, but the same, you know, I mean,
it's Kansas City, Missouri, and it should be.
You should have that road.
Kansas. There
should have a road down
Kansas City,
somewhere.
Missouri.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because like they'd be like, "Oh, Kansas," and you'd almost hear like the crowd, and like
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri, we're not Kansas just because you know
because it's Kansas is in our town's name. It doesn't mean we're in Kansas.
Are you shot yet? No, then you're not in Kansas.
Yeah.
It's social commentary.
Yeah.
You're not right, but you're not wrong. I think A Million Ways to Die in the West played it nice. It's like, oh yeah, he's going to Kansas City. Kansas? No, Missouri. Well, that's confusing. Yeah.
Overall, really good show.
Yeah.
And they had a guy there that was like cosplayed
lead
singer of Ghost, and look,
Papa Emeritus,
spot on.
Like it was enough to throw me off for a second because he come down.
I know.
You know, he wears a mask and then he wears the makeup over the mask, so he comes down and I'm like marking out over it. I'm like, oh my, is that Papa Emeritus?
Yeah. People were getting selfies with him, and clogging up the aisles and everything. But he was a killer costume.
And then you had this one guy raise hell because he couldn't get down to the general admission, and so they told everybody to just turn around and go away. And he comes down and he's like, I'm just trying to get to the floor. And I look at Steve and I'm like, yeah, you know, because dear God, there's this only one walkway down to the general admission section. Oh wait, there's like 30 fucking ones of them. It was.
Well, was he like too big? Or?
No, he was like he weighed like 145 pounds. And here's another thing. Do you think there are some people that are just at things because of the scene?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like they're like, oh, I'm going to a Maiden concert. Well, I'm going to dress up in my Maiden clothes and I'm going to buy a Hot Topic to go to this thing.
Oh, they don't sell those at Hot Topic anymore.
Yeah, Maiden's a little old for that.
You get like Hello Kitty shirts and skinny jeans at Hot Topic.
Oh, okay, cool. It's
been
a while.
Yeah,
so,
you know,
so I haven't shopped there in like
poses like that everywhere.
15 years.
I wore my Roddy Piper Hot Rod shirt.
And he did get a lot of props for it.
Yes.
But although the girl at the restaurant didn't catch the Roddy Piper part, she thought it was the Hot Rod the movie. She said, "Oh, that's my favorite movie. I love it."
See, and I didn't hear it because it was really loud, and I'm kind of deaf. So I'm thinking I'm the Cat's Pajamas that this like I don't know what 20-year-old looking chick in a Catholic schoolgirl outfit comes running up and says, "I love your shirt. Where did you get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, wrestling fan." And Steve's like, "No, movie fan."
Yeah.
Idiot.
Because she goes, "That's my favorite movie."
Terrible movie.
Too busy. You don't like it? I thought it was
It's
great.
funny.
It's stupid as hell.
Funny, but
yeah.
it's stupid as hell.
Yeah. And it's got, and what's his face is great in it. The dude from Deadwood.
It was a good concert.
Yeah, it was
we
really
had fun. Tired on the way back.
It was not as loud as I thought it'd be. I figured I wouldn't be able to hear today. But, it's just perfect. Sounds
metal
great.
shows is how I have tinnitus now.
Yeah.
like I go to a really good concert and I can't hear shit for the next day. My right ear just rings like the bells from hell.
Kiss was the loudest I've ever seen. And Jesus, I don't know. How about you?
Loudest show I think I've ever seen. Outdoor theater, Anthrax was probably number one. They slayed it so good. They did 2 tributes, one for Dimebag and one for Dio, and it was fucking amazing. Indoor theater, like an indoor venue, Dropkick Murphy. They brought the fucking noise, dude. It was awesome. My very first concert I went to It was some shitty band, the town band that isn't around anymore. They got signed to like Roadrunner for like 2 years before they broke up, but they had so many stacks on the stage that when they were doing their sound check, I was like one of the only people in there before the crowd showed up, and they were doing the sound check on the drum and on the bass at the same time, and it was putting out so much reverb that was moving me across the floor. It was
Nice.
awesome. It was at a little church here in town, and by the time that they split up and did their last show, they hadn't finished paying off the first show because we fucking wrecked that place.
Ted Nugent said one time he was playing an outdoor show and a pigeon flew in front of his amps and blew up.
I believe it.
I do too, yeah.
It can get loud.
I don't believe anything Ted Nugent says.
Hey, you know.
Sound wise, man, I don't know if it would have blown up, but I know it probably would have stopped its heart.
I will get off Ted Nugent
yeah.
when he gets off of, I don't know, 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds, whatever he sings
It's back
about.
in the day. It's all right. It's a different attitude towards, child
100 years
back
ago,
then.
13-year-olds would have been married.
That's an old maid back then.
Yeah, but we're not talking 100 years ago. We're talking 20 years ago. And he wrote a song that said, "You're only 13, if you know what I mean." Yeah. But at least I know you're clean.
But, hey,
Oh my God!
Hey, before I forget, though, I was telling McNasty that I seen a video the other day of Billy Gibbons at a car show, and he played with, he did LaGrange with the house band they had there.
Yeah.
And you've got probably one of the greatest guitar players on the planet playing with you, but at some point in the song, the house band guy takes a solo. Why? What?
He's just in the mood, man.
What are you doing?
Well,
Stop.
you're ruining your career is what you're doing. But
Yeah.
You're ensuring that house band is going to be the title of your name until you die.
Yeah.
You think
Come on.
if I show up, he'll give me a solo career?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think he'll outshine you and make you look stupid.
And then I'll pat you on the head and say it was fun.
I can tell people I just blew away Billy Gibbons. No. Stop it.
Well, maybe he wasn't aiming for anything higher than a house band. He's like, this is my moment. This is the crowning moment of my life right here. And he just takes that
8 Mile
song.
moment. It's like,
Yeah.
you only get
Yeah.
one shot.
Yeah.
Fucking just
What
started
happened to
wailing
them?
on it.
Like Jack Black in School of Rock.
They found him in a Motel 6 bathtub in Poughkeepsie about 12 hours later. His wrist wide open and saying, "I lived the dream," across the wall in his own blood.
He's wearing a sweater
Man, it got
and
dark
spaghetti
real
on it.
fast. So we turned the lights back on. So, stepping away from music into video games, how's
Should we do the Friday the 13th update real quick?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay, it's better, but at this point, I'm just waiting for the single player to come out because, it was really cool the first 400 times I played as a counselor, and but I've played Jason 4 times. I can count on one hand how many times I've gotten to play Jason. One of those times I got to play Jason was when it was one other person.
That must have been fun.
Yeah.
For about 10 seconds, so you murdered the Christ.
No, it's fun trying to track him down because if they're doing it right, it's hard. But my apologies. It was 6 times. My bad. I was wrong. Off by 2. The other fun part is getting cut off halfway through the game because I guess they don't do something called host migration. So like whoever they're running it all off of,
whoever's running as host and they quit, it just kicks the whole party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you'll be like 15 minutes left in a match and it'll say you survived, which is cool. You still get your XP, but then trying to wait to get onto another thing, that the groups thing on the Xbox One that everybody just thinks is the coolest way to get on, it sucks for me because then you're stuck in party chat with all these people and I don't know. End all be all statement, just waiting for the single player update, and then it'll be worth what I paid for it. Right now, I'm just kind of like done. I just, I discovered the zombies game on Call of Duty, so that's, when I get video game time, that's what's occupying it now, because that zombies in Spaceland shit is the bomb. when I found the full-fledged arcade that I could play all the games at, I was like, oh, this is living. So.
Well, sorry your Kickstarter game there didn't work out for you.
You know, and the thing is everybody, you know, I think they did a great job. It's just not what I hoped it was going to be, you know, because I really thought that there was going to be more of a Jason opportunity, but it does get tiring, especially if you're not a good counselor. I had 2 shining moments, and most of them now are like, oh, well, I ran when he was looking, and so then he was able to catch up to me, take me right out. And so then the last 20 minutes is me watching it and doing something else.
Yeah.
So.
And I've had a similar moment. I kickstarted the Shadowrun Returns game. Shadowrun being a huge franchise that I loved from the Sega Genesis days. And I was expecting them to give me more of that, and they gave you more of an isometric, 3D one, and it was a really good game for what it was, but again, it wasn't what I was expecting, and I went deep on that Kickstarter. I think I threw 125 at that Kickstarter.
Yeah, I threw like 65 or 70.
Yeah,
because I got my alternate colors, not alternate costumes, alternate colors.
Yeah, so it's like, at least with mine, I got a cool art book that's very in the universe, and I got some dog tags and.
No, I got a physical copy from mine. Oh wait, no, not yet. I haven't got that yet.
You haven't got that yet.
I haven't got a copy of it yet. So.
Man,
Yeah.
Man, they're.
You were trying to get me to buy this.
No, it's not. That's because I think if once it's out, we can team up. We can team up, and then it won't be so bad. If anything, me and you just playing, talking shit to each other would be fun. You know.
Yeah.
Like me and you could just alternate. One be Jason, one be the victim, and just try to find. You know. I'm gonna kill you, son.
Oh man.
You just picture that.
Well, I have been thinking about it. It's just they're still working the bugs out.
Yeah, you could do a whole game as Nixon though.
And that's the thing. Like on Twitter, they talked about the PS4 it being the top seller on the PS4, and then the follow-up tweets were like, "Yeah, that's really great. Fix the Xbox One version." Everybody's just so pissed off. It's just like everybody's bitter. Well, I'm sorry. Half of the people are bitter, and the other half are like, "You need to respect these people. They're really working hard for you."
Well, if they can fix 2 platforms, because it's running on PS4 and
PC
and Xbox One, if they have 2 platforms that are fucking shining great, they need to just map the PC one to the Xbox One, because it's Microsoft. Everyone's running off Windows. The only people that play on Apple are idiots.
And see, that's the part I don't understand is like, how is it that the PlayStation one, because isn't Xbox a Microsoft system?
Yes,
Okay.
yes it is.
Aren't PCs Microsoft systems for the most part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much Windows based.
If it's running perfectly off of Steam, then why wouldn't it be running perfectly off of
It's a
Xbox?
different emulator, and they fucked it up. What
Yeah.
they did is screwed the pooch.
And they keep saying it's the Microsoft certification, but then I'm like, well, how is it working on PC? How did it pass certification on PC if Microsoft, unless they're using some different...
I'm not a game developer, so I don't know what goes into it.
I'm retarded, so I just don't know either.
What I would imagine is that it's with a PC, you can be a little bit more inefficient with your code.
Okay.
Because most people are over the operating specs of a console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my PC puts my Xbox One in the dirt, but an Xbox One is only got such good hardware. It's got limitations, and its whatever coding system it has is unique to itself. So,
well, and then they were talking about there's like some bugs where people can get on the roofs and stuff and avoid people. So they've been doing a thing now where everybody's twittering in, oh well, this glitch I came, oh well, we'll fix that, and then meanwhile you're sitting here going, well, how about you just fix the fucking base level game? I'd be excited to see some glitches at this point, you know.
It sounds to me like people were so ready for this game on Kickstarter that these guys didn't go through beta and alpha testing.
They did beta. They did a beta test.
Well,
But they only did a beta test on PC.
They should have done beta testing on all the consoles that they were going to platform to. And they should have allowed me to do it, because I've done beta testing for a lot of games. and a lot of stupid fucking indie ones.
Yeah.
And I do that for PS4 all the time because they send me invites because I've done it for them for a few years now.
Yeah.
And they do really well. I send in the glitches and stuff like that like I'm supposed to. I'm doing one I can't talk about right now because I signed a privacy disclosure, but it's a major title. It was just a E3.
Tickling.
Yeah.
Get it out of it.
But it's going super well, and I'll let you guys know what I did whenever it comes out. But they really should have gone through their testing phase a lot more instead of trying to push a product that wasn't ready for the market.
Well, and that was the thing. I think that they because first they said fall, and then they said, early 2017. So as soon as they said that, everybody was like, okay, well then if you guys don't, because then it was just bitching. And the thing was, they countered their extension of the time with saying, okay, well it's gonna be early 2017 for us to release this now, but we are gonna go ahead and put single player in as an add-on later. So everybody who was, because before that, I was one of the people who was bitching too, because I wanted single player. I don't like multiplayer stuff that much. It's not my thing. But then they come out, they're under the gun. People on social media is a motherfucker.
It
for
is vicious.
For
the internet is the harshest place on earth.
Because if you're trying to build a game and everybody's like, oh well, what are they saying about this? And they get on social media and they see everybody like, well, fuck, man, it's been almost a year now. Where's my $60? What's well, then they're probably not going to help you financially back that in any way, shape, or form. So,
yeah,
they're going about it the Destiny way. It sounds like, where they release their final game and it's still just a beta.
Yeah.
Well,
and then a year and a half later, you finally get the final product, and that's by the time they've released like 8 DLC packages.
Yeah.
That's why Destiny 2 will get zero of my money, and I didn't buy Destiny Taken King or any of that because they released a beta for their first thing. It took me 20 minutes to get through like the first 5 moons and most of the story mode. Just because it's just a shooter. You run around and you kill shit. That's it. And I've been doing shooter games since before they had disc consoles. Okay, so there's I don't know, getting away from the Friday the 13th game because it's just making me angry and I don't even own it yet.
Well, try waiting for it for a year and a half.
Oh yeah. Hey man, do you still have your Xbox? No, I sold it because I got so pissed off I threw it out the window. No. Diablo 3. I know none of you guys care fuck all about Diablo, but I love the Diablo series, and they released their Necromancer like 5 months early, which made me super stoked. I've been waiting for the Necromancer since 3 came out because it's been a staple role, class, whatever you want to call it, since the first 2. And he is OP as fuck. God, it's glorious to just run through that game on like a super hard difficulty without any like modded gear or anything like that I've gotten from another character and put in my stash box to give to him or anything like that. Just starting out the gate, fresh as can be, level 0, whatever, just running through and just fist fucking people with skeleton arms and shit like that. God, it's so good.
Nice.
So excellent. You can summon giant golems that turn into piles of corpses that you can shoot bone spikes out that pretty much level everything in your path. You can do so much with it. I haven't got him to level 70 yet. I just played a couple hours here and there, but I beat the story, the campaign mode. I got to go into adventure mode and take him up higher. But it's very excellent. Free games this month with PlayStation are fucking amazing. If you want the greatest horror game you will ever play in your life, ever, it's free this month on PlayStation Plus.
Resident Evil, the director's cut?
No.
Silent Hill?
No.
Silent
Hill
Hill 2?
3 was amazing.
Silent Hill 2 was better.
Okay, what's the game?
I can't remember.
I can't remember the name now.
Wow.
The greatest.
It is the greatest experience because it's like you're
PT?
living a horror movie. It's no PT. They canceled. PT.
Is it the one that?
I played it.
Yeah, they canceled PT though. It was supposed to be Silent Hills. PT was the demo for Silent Hills, the one that was supposed to have Norman Reedus, and they canceled that game like 2 years ago.
Well, I don't know how then, but when I first moved in with my ex roommate Marcus, he had a PS4 and he had a PT game on there.
Yeah,
that we played through, and it was really good.
It was a free demo there for a while, but they canceled it.
That demo was so good.
Is it that After Dark game or that Near Dark one or whatever?
Oh man, it's like you're living in a horror movie. It has Hayden Panettiere in it as like one of the main characters.
Yeah, it's like Near Dark or something or
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn, there it is.
Until Dawn is what it is. It's
yeah,
so
it's really
good.
It's really good.
So good. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Like they did a sequel where it's a VR and you're taking on like evil clowns in a dark carnival type deal, but Until Dawn is like the greatest horror game because it's so suspenseful and it's so immersive, so good.
I know what E3 just happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did I know? I don't care, but did Kingdom Hearts 3? Did they say anything about that? I know you guys have been waiting forever.
No, Steve. The answer will always be no.
I didn't know if they had or not. That's why I checked.
I got a bald patch on the back of my head. I'm a smoker. I'm going to be fully bald and have double lung cancer by the time that fucking game comes out.
That's going to be your Make-A-Wish thing.
I will be when I'm on my fucking deathbed. When I'm on my deathbed, Disney and Sony are going to be like, yeah, we got a new trailer. Look at this new world. I'll be like, I've been waiting for fucking 45 years.
Yeah, that game's never coming out.
That game's never coming out, and just like South Park, Fractured Butthole's never coming out. Yeah. I've given up on this one.
Yeah, so what's up with that?
They're saying like November.
Wasn't it supposed to be January?
It was supposed to be last fucking November.
Oh wow.
Or December. It's been delayed for over a year, which they're like, yeah, we had some kinks to work out. We're gonna get it to be the best we can have it.
Because Stick of Truth was the shit.
Yeah, you can get that free on pre-order. If you pre-order Fractured Butthole and you don't have for your new console, you'll get Stick of Truth for free as a pre-order bonus, along with getting like Towley for the Fractured Butthole as somebody to have.
So what's better, to wait for a good game or go through this?
Definitely waiting for a good game, but my problem with Kingdom Hearts 3 is that while they were supposed to be developing it, they weren't.
They were developing all these other games, and they strung along.
Final Fantasy Versus 13-2, which turned out to be Final Fantasy 15. Excellent game, shit for story. It was beautiful, but they scrapped the game. Like after 10 years of development, they scrapped the game they were making. They used some of the character molds, and then they threw in a half-assed story, and now they're releasing a whole bunch of free content for DLC stuff, so you can have a finished story and stuff like that. Great game, sold the most of any copy of any Final Fantasy game from Square Enix ever. They were in development hell for like 13, 14 years making this game, finally released, and they made up all that time they spent in development, all that money they spent in development, they made it up in the first week in sales. That's how good a game it is. I mean, that's how pretty it is. It's excellent. I have it. It's a great game. But they have a separate team solely for Kingdom Hearts. But they had them in on that shit, so they weren't developing that. They had a mobile game system team for Kingdom Hearts. They released 8 games for handhelds that didn't further the story except for like maybe a half a game. They released a bunch of half a games and like 16 remasters, and they could compile all the time they spent on that and it put out one fucking console game. I haven't had a console game since 2008 when the sequel came out.
Well, yeah, Kingdom Hearts is just that for some reason, which they're gonna continue the franchise forever anyway. Why not come out with it? Like, you have these characters and they're great, but Kingdom Hearts was just a game that just came out of nowhere and was amazing. Yeah. Why can't you do that again, right? So finish the story that I've been waiting my entire life for, and then just do a new game.
Yeah.
So y'all just really need to have Mickey Mouse in your life that much, huh? I mean, he did cartoons. Yeah. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Have you played Kingdom Hearts?
Fuck no.
Play it. It's a great story.
I'm not going to play Cloud Strife meets Mickey Mouse. I have no interest in that.
It's a great story mode. I mean, I get why people hate on it. It's Square meets Disney. All right, I get why they hate on it. But Kingdom Hearts is a great game. Story mode, anyways, it looks stupid from the outside. It's very cartoony. All right.
I don't have a problem with cartoony. I'm not that keen on playing Disney characters. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd rather be waiting in that Friday 13th lobby.
I'd rather be sitting in that lobby ready to murder. Now, if Mickey Mouse pulls somebody's jaw off their face.
Nobody is like fucking Darth Vader beast mode with a keyblade. Like, he's fucking monstrous with a keyblade. He's straight up Yoda. But,
but that's the straight nerdiest thing I think I've ever heard out of anybody's mouth.
My bad. But
that Far Cry, that new Far Cry looks like it'll be pretty badass too.
Yeah.
The one where you're in like middle America and you're taking on a religious cult.
It's Red States. Yeah. But to wind down, Kingdom Hearts never coming out. Look to November for South Park, and I think that's all we have on video game news.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty good show today. We caught up on a lot of stuff, but
a lot of rants out there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for, right?
Oh yeah.
So make sure that you follow us on Twitter. That's Real PT Podcast on Twitter, or Part Time Podcast on Instagram, and then Part Time Podcast with 1T.com for our website. So it's been a pleasure catching up with you guys.
Nixon's back.
No podcast.
Bye.